What's a color that you would use to describe yourself and why? It's a question that on the surface seems so mundane. It seems so trivial in a sense. Just like, but when you really get to thinking about it, and the people who answer this question well enough really get something from this question. That's what it does. It opens up the space for you to really get something from it yourself.
I think you end up getting a lot out of that. I think I'm probably going to think about this a lot more. I'm probably going to steal this as a conversation topic.
Oh, absolutely! Please do. Yeah, it's gonna be really.
No, yeah. Like I'm gonna next time I'm on a date, I'm like, so what color
would you? Yeah, exactly.
What color are you?
And you know what? It will reveal a lot about the person.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's gonna be some people who just can't articulate it. Some people who just go for that superficial answer. And that might be a good way for you to think about, like, okay, this person doesn't really sit with themselves enough. Or maybe this person needs to sort of spend time developing that vocabulary or something.
Yeah, I think this is definitely showing me that I should try it. Because, my answer was red. But I think that was a good answer. I do think that was a good answer. But I think I could go deeper. Like sunset orange is like such a good answer. Like I think I should probably try and go back and like try and really think about it even more. And see if I can get an answer that maybe fits, because we can't all be red. I mean, maybe we can. No one has. Tony Hawk doesn't have a mutually exclusive trademark on red.
No, yeah. I think it's not necessarily thinking so much of like, oh, that my color has to be nearly as individual. Just trying to find something that, the best answer is the one that you're the most comfortable with.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the one where you sit through and you can say, at the end of the day, like, again, because, I've asked so many people, and some people are like, I don't know if that was a good answer. And I asked them, I'm like, well, do you feel comfortable with that answer? Like, if that's the end all be all answer, are you okay locking that in? And they're like, no. Some of them are like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, that's the best answer for you then. But if you're like, no, well, then maybe you need to think about it a little bit more. And that's okay. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not bad for you to think more about yourself and, who you are. That'll only do you good, more than bad.
Yeah.
And so, but I think it's interesting to kind of sit through and that kind of, because I do think to some extent we get a little too hyper-focused on the idea of it being like, is it the right answer? Yeah. And we need to start thinking more on the sense of, is this the best answer for me? Because at the end of the day, this question is benefits you, more than me, or anything like that. Like, of course I'm going to walk away and be like, oh, Basil thinks he's a red, but that's not life-changing for me.
Yeah,
it's or anything like that.
But it would be life-changing for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, well, and if you want to get to know me more, understanding, like, because me telling you that I'm a red will now, and like me explaining why I say a bunch of out-of-pocket things in class, like that led me to explaining that, and I never would have explained that to you if you'd never asked me why I think my color is red.
Yeah.
So now you have a little more insight into like why I do the behaviors that I do in class.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just that. It's like, that's kind of like the whole point of what I'm doing here. Like, this channel is called From Strangers To. And so the idea is to, in just a short period of time, get a little bit closer than, just like, oh, just this random person on screen or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, the idea behind it is like to post something where, who knows, somebody might see this video like 5 years from now, and they might come to you and be like, so Basil, are you a red? Like, are you still a red?
And that's crazy. That definitely would change. That might change.
Oh, absolutely, it'll change. And it's okay. It's good for it to change, because you're not going to stay the same person forever. You're certainly not the same person that you were when you were 15.
I'm so glad I'm not.
Yeah, thank God. and those kinds of things. I mean, 15-year-old me would be like blown away by who I am today. Really? Certainly. Yes.
No, I feel like that's interesting. Like, all of us as children thought our parents were gods. So of course anything could impress them. But it is nice to think that, like, you as yourself, like thinking about yourself as a child, do you think you would be proud of yourself where you are now? And that's probably a nice way to kind of like give yourself a little boost in confidence whenever you're feeling down.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
you could remind yourself, hey, I'm living my life. I'm living the best life. If my uh 10 years ago me saw me now, they'd be so proud of me
Yeah.
because they are you.